Then imagine me pregnant and you're saying somebody came to the house to come and see me, that a guy came to the house to come and see me. Why will a guy come to the house to come and see me? For what? Open this door. I opened the door. He came inside. He was with umbrella. You know, an umbrella to hit me or something, I don't know. But the way I looked at him, like a child trying to say, "Mommy, please don't beat me," or "Daddy, please don't beat me." I was looking at him, and then he slapped me. Yes, he did. And he didn't know I spotted. But like, this mindset, she no go feel wrong, she carry pikin now, you know. I just went to one hotel. Now my dad told them to seize my phone on instruction when I came to Enugu. So when I came to Enugu, I was phoneless. So when I got to the hotel, I have the love of my life's number on my head. So anywhere I go, I can communicate. So I communicated to him. I reached out to him and he said, okay, he's coming. Then one hotel at Abani Road, opposite Roban, yeah. I can't forget. Anytime I pass there, I always remember. I said, this is my refuge zone. I went to hide. So he came, and then we went back. Then a couple of months, I wasn't going outside. Maybe sort of a revenge he did. Like, I stayed 4 months without going out. He was going to the market. He was going to buy everything I needed to cook till 1 December.
Like he said, you should not go outside.
Yes, don't come out. Don't stress yourself. I'll buy everything you cook. And then he made utterances when he was growing. His father said their firstborn child should never leave their sight. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry, you know. And then we're all in the whole love thing. Meeting the love of your life. Verbally abusing you. I think a man should beat me more than saying words that kills the inner spirit. And nothing good can come out of you. You know, feed one. You know, it's nothing good you can do, you know. And then fast forward to after 2017, I started making peace with my dad. After 2017, 18, my son was clocking 1 year in May. And then I was reaching out to friends because things
were good.
Yes, things went rough for us in the house. So I reached out to my teacher, I reached out to friends, you know, for financial support. I didn't want my man to feel bad as of that time that things wasn't working well for him. And I know how he is. When he wants to do things, he does things that are heavy. So I reached out to friends to send me money so that I can arrange for a birthday for my son. And then his friends can come and marry and be happy with us, you know. My son's 1 year birthday. And I know that's his wish, that if he had money enough with him, he would do this and do that. So I reached out, I got enough money. His friends outside the country sent money, and he was aware of that too. My dad sent money, and then went to the market with his friend's wife. We bought things. My godmother, she does this cake thing, and then she made a very beautiful cake for my son. And she called me, come and pick up cake for my boy. I said, okay, picked up the cake. So we're always, you know, happy, we're trying to be happy. So after the birthday, he picked up my phone, he was going, and then he was like, who did I ask for money? Now, in this relationship, I was scared of him. Like, let me use the other side of the English. I know they know the one where I do, where go good or where go bad. Do you understand? I was in a state of confusion. When you do good, it's as if you are pretending. When you do bad, it's as if you are intentionally doing what you are doing. You know this is bad and you are doing it. You know? So he saw my phone. I didn't hide it. I had a chat with my teacher in my secondary school, and then I used to be the favorite of that my teacher, and nothing was going on. And he sent me money for my son. He asked how my family was. I said, fine, that my son is going to be +1 soon. And like, yeah, okay, all right, let me send something for him. But he was angry. I was like, I didn't tell you, because if I had told you, you would say I begged. Do you understand? So I didn't want to tell you so you not see that I begged. So we kept on moving. And then I had a diary I was going to write. And then remember the few years ago when I felt hurt, I had a lot I wrote about him, and then all the stuff I wrote about him and everything. So I went even in my family side where I used to write, together we stand, divided we fall, and all of that. So one day he came across my diary and he was like, look at the bad things I wrote about him. I was like, it's not really the bad things, but these were the things that you did to me. That I wrote the date and how the events went. That's me. I like writing, I like reading. So fast forward to after the birthday, he was planning to travel. Now, he said I should go stop my son from, breastfeeding, and then we had to come down to Enugu because my mom will be the one to do that, because if the boy keeps staying near me, he won't stop sucking breast. So I came down to Enugu and my mom was, doing that, and then within 2 days, my son got adapted to stopping breast milk and then stay eating firmly. So I got the call that the man that I'm sleeping with, the man that I've planned my future with, the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with, is planning to travel without telling me. I knew before he told me.
Oh, you knew he was traveling?
Yes, I knew before he told me, and I cried that night. My mom kept on asking me, why are you crying? I couldn't tell my mom. I was like, why could someone be this unreasonable? Is it that if you tell me that you were going to stop the journey, or I will stop you, Fast forward, we stopped breastfeeding, we went back. I pretended like nothing happened, nothing I knew. So one day he called me and said he used to travel outside the country. He said, okay, no problem. So we're all going good, I was trying to I was doing things for him and not myself anymore. Like anything I did, I was doing him to, should I put it out in quote, I was putting him like a god in my life. So anything I was doing it wanting to be doing it right in his sight, and not in my sight and the sight of God. No, I was doing it for him. Before I know, my son started falling sick, and then every time hospital this, hospital that. Even we had a case that I went to the hospital, and then whenever I go, the pediatrician like, where is the father of this child? Can't he for once ever follow you? And then every time he sends you, when the boy is sick, he sends you. I said I had to open up because the pediatrician was our consultant then when we were in Delta State. He took care of me when my mom gave birth to me. So he's a pediatrician in the field. So he said, Oluchi, I want to see you in my office. How's your marriage? And I broke down in tears because me alone know what I'm going through emotionally and psychologically and otherwise. So I said to him that it's all good, that we're still going. So he said to me, he prayed with me, he said, God sees the beginning from the end and the end from the beginning, and that he doesn't have power to say anything. So I said, it's well, we left. So when we were leaving, he called me. He said, when last did you see your period? Because at that point of my life, I am confused. I forgot that I have not seen my period. And I started looking at him, I was like, I can't remember. So okay, and now that's what I want you to remember. Please take this PT, go and check yourself. I got tired, I did PT. And I discovered I was pregnant. When you call your mom, the joy of every mother is to see that you flourish in marriage. And One joy is that you have children in abundance, and then you have peace.
Yeah, peace.
So I called my mom and I'm like, Mommy, I'm pregnant. My mom immediately called on me. She didn't say a word. I called my uncle and then I called my he said, again. He said, they are saying the one you did and you are doing another one. You are not come out of the first time. He said at this point he doesn't know what to say. I cried because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it, yeah, because I was indeed in pain, like I was in pain. So when he came back, I had to tell the sister, but I didn't want to tell him. So the sister said to me, you have to tell him because if he travels and later you tell him, you will say somebody came to sleep with you and got you pregnant. So when he came back, I told him, he said, man, I'm pregnant. You know, when a man sees his wife pregnant, the excitement, I wasn't seeing it. Say, you're pregnant, no wahala na to also me take care of children, that some things we need to put in place. Yes, he had plans and everything, so he wanted me to start this business, clothing business and all of that. So, just certain amount of money in my account. He told me he was going to travel. He took me and my son out with my pregnancy. And then we went out, we had fun, and then we came back. After a few days, he kicked off. So that was when I developed a very thick skin. Normally, if it was me before, I would cry when he was going, I would feel bad, but I put myself together. Now, he never knew that when he left, I was going to seek the face of God for him. So, in my pregnancy, I entered 7 days fasting. So, but when I went to the place for prayer, the man of God called me out and said, who you love does not love you in return. Who you struggle for, who you fight for does not fight for you in return. He said, give up. I told him I'm not giving up. He said, I pray for him. I want him to flourish. I want him to prosper. I don't want him to come back. I want him to be doing well. I want everything to be fine with him. And he said, what do you want for yourself? I said, don't worry if he's fine, I'm fine, sir. Don't worry if he's okay, I'm okay. So after the 7 days, I went back to the house. After the 7 days, I was going off and on, going to pick my son from school because we put him in school on time. Yeah. So after the 7 days, I went back to the house, with my pregnancy, trying to break my fast, and then I discovered that everything I ate, I vomited. So I felt this heaviness. So I still have a voice tape like in my phone, not here. I think the other phone in the house. I recorded something I left in that phone. So he called me and like, please go and tell my friend's wife that I'm already in so place, because he was traveling to Malaysia. He was in Addis Ababa and all of that. He was like, go and tell my friend's wife, so that he will come and welcome him at the airport. So I was like, Maya, I love you. He was like, I'm talking of important thing, you're telling me you love me. So I had to, put a call, and then the wife said, okay, she's going to, that's his wife's friend, said, okay, she's going to, put her husband to on call and all of that. So I was praying, I was believing God, I was going to go because in the house he has his mom's grave. So I was going to go to his mom's grave and pray and ask her to please help me, I don't want anything bad to happen to her son. Because let me tell you, as a woman married, you have a lot of responsibility. You have this man, your kids, yourself to, you have that burden, you have them as that responsibility. So anything that happens, you have to give account of. You have to give account of yourself, your man, and then the kids. So I was praying, I was begging God. But my greatest fear hit me when I got a call that they were going to bring him back from the country. Like, he was in deportation camp, something was missing, he didn't carry a particular ID or something. So I was like, hey, you know, I know coming back with the frustration as a man is going to be plus, everything.
Yeah.
I could imagine. And then when he came back, my mom was telling me, pour water, make sure there's food, don't, if he's quarreling, don't answer him, if he's talking, don't say anything. My mom was giving me, advice from my own experience. Even when he's talking, he's nagging, he's doing anything he say, even when he insults you, don't say anything. So he came back, he was complaining, he was complaining. The next morning, he was complaining. The night he was calm, we had one or two conversations that was peaceful. The next morning, he went to all the rooms. Who came to this house? Who came to this house? Who came to this house? And he came to this house. It was only me, Awesome, and then your sister, because the sister was going to come once in a while and go back to her own place too.
Okay.
So, why will you come? And I was like, okay, fine. So we had issues. Relating his suspicion. And then imagine me pregnant and you're saying somebody came to the house to come and see me, that a guy came to the house to come and see me. Why will a guy come to the house to come and see me? For what? Do you get? And as a person who have kept yourself reserved for this one person, when he accuses you of what you don't know, you must be angry, you will be bitter, like you will feel really bad to a point like, are you for real? So I was like, even in my present condition, you could accuse me of doing what I didn't do, even when I've not met you, I had my plans. I was like, I was going to go home. I needed his head to cool off. I just called my mom like, Mommy, I wanted to tell my mom I was going to come back, but I held myself. So, something happened. He kept on accusing me of the reason why he wasn't meeting ends meet and all of that. Next thing, he will call his people. Maybe they're having a conversation. And don't mind that stupid girl, And I will come out and I will hear that. I will come out like, why are you saying this thing? Do you know if you are, God forbid, you are no more, the way you have handled me to your family, that's the way they will carry me. That's the way they will talk to me. Do you know? And then the next thing, he threw me stone. He touched it. He came upstairs. I locked the door. Open this door, let's break it. I know he's going to break the door. I opened it.
Okay, you knew he was that violent.
Yeah, a bit, especially when he's angry, So he just like, no, open this door. I opened the door. He came inside. He was with umbrella. An umbrella to hit me or something, I don't know. But the way I looked at him, like a child trying to say, Mommy, please don't beat me, or Daddy, please don't beat me. I was looking at him, and then he slapped me. Yes, he did. And he didn't know I spotted. Because I had a burden already. With the stress, going to pick my son, coming back home, the fasting. He didn't know I was doing all this, fasting, praying, and all of that. And he didn't know that I spotted, I almost miscarried, had a miscarriage. He didn't know. He only knew that I was angry that he slapped me. Now, that wasn't the problem. So, that one passed because I knew that maybe out of me shouting at him back when he was talking to me, I shouted. That was why he did what he did. But that aside, we went to the dining to eat. And then when we were eating, he was looking at my, routine pregnancy drugs. And, as a pregnant woman, most of us don't like, those routine drugs because the folic acid or so smells really, when you're pregnant, it smells really bad, offensive, you don't want to take it. So he was looking at the drugs and they were plenty because why I keep it in the dining table is like a reminder when I'm eating, I'm just sick. And then he was looking at me, he was looking at me. And I was like, oh no, you see, I've seen this drug, I've not been taking it. He was going to be angry. The next thing I brought out the drug. No, I've not been taking this drug. He was shouting, he was angry. And then I went upstairs, and me too, I was not happy that he was shouting. Now, he didn't understand that I was angry because there are certain things he was doing that wasn't right. So he kept on shouting. We had serious arguments. Go, I will stay with her too. I was okay. I should go, I'll go, So like play, I will go happened. I made up my mind. And I'm a very bad decision taker. When I say yes to something, I go for it. So when I made up my mind to go, I didn't take any of my properties. I took just my bag. I told him I was going to Antinita. Then he didn't say, bring my son, let me take care of him while you go for Antinita. Because I was been carrying baby. Even when I was pregnant, I was packing my son, cooking, doing house chores, Then I went off to him. He called and I took his call. So when I got to Enugu, cooking, my dad wasn't happy that I came back home. My dad kept on saying, you made your choice. You said he was going to make you happy. You made your choice. So I wasn't happy. I wasn't looking happy. And then I had to just be there. So in his mind, I left him because his abroad trip didn't work out.
Okay.
But he didn't know
that you were tired of the abuse.
Yes, he didn't know that I was tired of the constant blaming me every time. Why he's not moving forward is me, and everything he was blaming it on me. So I got tired of it, and I want him to progress. When you love somebody, you actually want the person to grow. You actually want the person to do well. So you will give the person chance to do well. That's what love means. Love means letting what fits the both of you work together when you are together. So I wanted him to do well. So when I left, I was at home. I wasn't doing nothing. And then you know how parents can be. My dad was going to complain, money, can't pay for this one school fees. He was complaining. He was. And I was, having
because
friends.
Shouldering the responsibility of a supposed married daughter.
So my friends were like, come on, go back, settle, make things right. I was like, yes, it's true. With my pregnancy again. So I went back again. Same thing, same talk. You are the reason. I came back again. When I came back this time around, I said, I'm going to stay here and give birth to my daughter. So I had my daughter here in Pakin. That was when I wore the burden of, I have to do it myself. So when I wore the burden, I told myself once, I said, I want to give him one more chance in my life to clear me. When you have done everything right and then you have not gotten this clearer view that this thing is enough. So not until I spoke with him, I had my daughter, my mom did Omugo, everything was fine, and then I went back again to him. Yes, I went back to him. Now, going back to him, he made a condition, and that you swear an oath that I have not slept with any man. This is somebody who just gave birth. And his uncle stood for me. She's not taking any oath, so she looked like who has not done anything, We started picking up from there. I started praying. I was like, God, I want my home to be coordinated. Now, when I came back, he gave me rules. And the rules were, you have to sleep in this room, and then I have to sleep in this room. I tried. I could ask him, I'm sorry if I offended you. What did I do wrong, And then I tried. So he started let me not say little, he started a business for me, because when I came to Enugu to have my child, I was learning this catering thing, and then I was not done learning when I left back again. So the little knowledge I had, I went back to Delta, and then I was selling buns, egg roll, cakes. I've been doing catering for a long time, and then so I started making it. There was an empty shop in front of the house he had, and then he opened that place properly for me, because initially when he wanted me to start the clothing stuff, he was working on it. But when I came back again, he finished working on it properly, and then I started the cake, changing stuff. I started even going to churches to do little supplies. So I started from there, started making small money. It wasn't really big, but he wasn't seeing it as part of my growth. Then he was going to still shout, he was still going to complain about certain things that I didn't do well. But still, I was trying to figure it out, like, okay, I'll try and do this. Just barely 2-3 weeks when I came back, he was already complaining to his brother, like, I don't tire, she don't come. Brother, I heard the brother say this word. When she take come, like, she don't come, as in, she don't come now waiting, like, what's the problem again? She don't come now waiting again, you know. And they finished the conversation. I really felt bad, so I was trying to, try to make everything look good in his sight. Yes, I actually was there for him when we didn't have enough. Yes, I was. But he didn't see it as, oh, okay, so I did for you, And then, initially, when I was coming to Enugu, I was like, okay, let me come and have my child. Let me give him space. Let me sort myself. Let me look for my life. And then when I'm done, I can actually go back. So, but when I went back, I wasn't done with that. When I went back, we were living, and then I was okay with the separation and everything, but I wasn't feeling myself, Sometimes when I want to correct him, because as a woman, you have the right to tell your man that this is not what he's supposed to do, that's right. But I don't think...
Do you think you were doing it the right way? You
yes.
think you were correcting him the right way?
I was, because sometimes I don't think I shout at him or actually make him, feel
Do you
like...
compare? Do you compare?
Did I ever compare? Yes, I did. I did. I won't lie, because there are sometimes you want to clear somebody, you say, don't you see?
Yeah.
Yes, I did, but not all the time. I did, but not all the time. So, that phase passed, and then his sister came to visit us, and she found an old-looking young Diane. She was like, "What is wrong with you now?" I found out that happiness make one look younger than their age. That was when I realized one beautiful thing about happiness. And I bet you, when you are happy, your children will be happy automatically, and they will look happier and younger. And you'll be amazed at the results that comes out of it at every day. So, the sister came. I overheard her, because I was at the shop. I overheard her say to him, "What's wrong with Diane? Why don't you get a house help to help her do the house chores? She can't be doing business and be cleaning the house and be doing this one and be doing this one, carrying children. Look at how she's carrying her daughter in the back every time." He said to her that now she won't do him. That kind of feeling. So it was really bad that when the sister came in, she said she wanted some men of God to come and pray for the family. She's this kind of person. She loves prayer. So, and then she invited, the pastor knows me, and then she invited the pastor over.
Okay.
And then I went to meet her and say, "Mama, let me call my husband, that's my ex, and tell him that She said the way I'm saying is as if, he's sort of a devil or something, that he was born and brought up in a Christian way. So I shouldn't behave that way, that he won't have a problem with it." So I said, okay, let me not argue with her. And then I allowed her, So the man of God came, prayed, and waited for him. He came, and he was really polite with him, till he left. When he left, he faced me. Why did I allow a man of God to come to his house without telling him? And then the sister said, I told her not to. He faced me, and then we had an argument, a serious one at that. We had an argument, and then he got angry. And then when he got angry, it wasn't funny. He really faced me badly. So the sister was like, wonderful. So this is what the dad was talking about. This is what the dad was talking about when I had a conversation with him. So she was like, she posted in her status and she said, it's better to be single than to be married to an animal. I can't forget that because
that's what the sister posted.
Yes, that's what she posted on her WhatsApp. So she met me and I was really crying. I was really down. And she spoke with me and she said, what do you think? What's your take on this? Do you want to be here? I told her that I still have feelings for him and I don't think I'll leave. Now, when he does something to you, I don't think at that point he doesn't know he did anything wrong. Like when he goes out and come back, when he's coming back with something like a gift, and then it's really
that's his own way of saying sorry.
That's his own way of saying sorry. And then I was really not comfortable. I got enough of it. Like he got to a point he bought ice cream because he knows I love ice cream. So when he bought ice cream and he was like, take ice cream, I said thank you. I went downstairs and I poured it. Anger had taken over me. So I wasn't feeling the man I was with anymore. I've lost that love body language. Like before, when your man is coming, you know that excitement. Now when he's coming, it doesn't seem like he was coming around. Like if he's coming back from work, if he's coming back from wherever he went to, he wasn't feeling like that anymore for me. So when the sister said, fine, if you want to go, I support you. And then she called two of her sisters and told them what she saw and that she was not happy. She left back to where she based. And then she sent me some money and she said, whenever you want to go, be free to go home. And then and then when she sent me the money, I put it in the business. So I didn't want to go. So one day I didn't fry my usual buns, egg roll and off because my gas has finished. And then I used the money for something. So he was like, why did I not fry off that day? Already I had the plans of leaving like 2 days, so I wasn't interested in doing any business anymore. But I didn't want to tell him, so I told him my gas has finished. He was like, where's all your money for your business? He was complaining. So he walked into the kitchen. And then he was like, she can't be with someone like me. See, no matter how you beat a woman, there's a word that you use for her that kills more than the beating. That kills more than even when you come to her and hold her ears and say, listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying.
You know you already had in your mind to go.
Yes.
So that was now like a validation.
Yes. So he said, my daughter is almost getting into entering school, like the crèche and all of that. So he said, what do I have to offer? And I'm looking at someone who I gave my life for. I'm looking at someone who I left my school, my everything for, looking into my face. Even I wrote a school of nursing exam, but we got a form, but now I didn't pass the exam because I was carrying a lot of burden. Even when I went to the school of nursing, I went to see some matrons and they were like, Oluchi, you almost made this exam, like a little, and that they can actually help me push it. I said no. Now, money was also the issue for certain reasons why I wasn't able to push the admission and all of that too. So those ones were just aside. But I gave him my life for you. I gave him my future. And then I'm looking at who was saying to me that, what do I have to offer? I was looking at who was saying he's done. He told me he's done. He told me that he doesn't want me anymore in his life. That I'm not the kind of woman he wants to be with. So I actually told myself it's alright. No wahala. I said okay. I went to the mirror and looked at myself. I told myself, when you live here, whatever you face, you will never turn back. So I made that painful decision. And I took a pin and pierced myself. Like when I was sewing a thread and pierced all my palm like this. I was bleeding on it. I told myself that as I felt this pain, that is the pain I know that I was going to go through if I live here with this kids. And I love my kids to the point that there's no how I will leave them for him. There's no how. So we had gone through a lot. Family members were involved, friends, relations were involved, but we kept on resolving. I kept on apologizing back and forth, and every time it's repeating. I got tired of saying sorry for what wasn't my fault, And then I left. I went straight to Enugu. I didn't go anywhere. But the first word he said, and when I left, I took his kids to another man's house. And I was wondering, where's the man? Who's the man? Few more years later after we left, because this is almost 5 years now. Few months, he said to me, I'm not going to beg you to come back. You will not see any dime from me. If I send you any dime, I swear. Okay, fine. Then I took the bull by the horn. I said, I won't leave any responsibility for anybody, not even my dad. I knew how to make chin, I started hawking. Yes, in the year 2020. Yes, 2020. I started hawking chin from Gary Key to one day. And then we will sell, me and my friend Pinky. We will sell, and our money, both capital and profit, will be 1,800. And then, how time flies. And then I will cry. But this is me that couldn't afford biscuits for my children then. I was going to try. And then I was going to cry and try. And kept on trying. So my brother said, I was working for people. I worked in Kilimanjaro for a couple of, 2 months, because the one at Albany Road, they were doing training. So they picked us, they picked to ShopRite, and then the one at ShopRite, and we were doing training for a couple of months. I was like, I can't do this. I can't leave my kids. Go by 5 a.m. in the morning, you're already going to work, coming back by past 10. Them. My children will be sleeping, so there's no life with me with them. So there's no life there. I quitted that, and then my brother said, okay, it's time for you to go to a catering school. You have always dreamed to do that. I went into a catering school full time for 1 year, and I was serious, I was consistent, I was praying, I was asking God for direction. Now I could remove him from my life totally. I cleared him off. And then when I was in the kitchen, he would call me and like, I've seen someone better than you. I've seen this better than you. I'm like, no problem. Now, anytime I leave the house, it seems like maybe I'm pregnant. So he was feeling maybe I'm pregnant. And then, Shebi, you don't kill another pig. This kind of... I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. But I didn't want to defend whatever that wasn't true or not to him. Like, I'm this point. Tired. Yes, I'm tired trying to make things right in your sight and you are not seeing it. It got to a point that he said I didn't fight for him. But come on, who you fought for that don't know that you fought for him? How do you want to clear the waves? Like, how do you want to clear the clouds that you fought for him? It's not possible. So I left, and then I started hitting hard. I told myself no man was going to ever make me feel bad. And then I made a decision. I even went to a point like I don't want to get married again. Like I want to work hard, take care of myself and my children. I went into that one, men are scums. I started living. Now, generally, I started feeling, who want a single mom, 2 kids? No, not me, I just started pushing my life and just be happy. Do the right thing at the point. Yes, he actually called to wanting to start to pay fees for his kids, then you are coming to a woman's life that had been taking this responsibility for years, and then you are coming to her with condition that she has to change names of the kids. Were they answering my name first and foremost? I didn't look at the point that they were answering your name to pay their fees or feel angry about it. And then I was free-minded, and then you came into, I wanted to change name. No, you don't condition me that way, because I go by the rules right now, and the rule states that what you did to me wasn't fair, and I have to take my life one step at a time, and you can't just walk into it and change it, because when you change it, you are hitting me back to what you did to me. Now, he can't turn ranting, and I'm this kind of person. I don't need that scene. I'm this kind of, but when you want to stress me, I block you. So I had to push him away from my life. He has moved on successfully, and everybody's cool with it. And I've moved on too. So I wish him well as always, because he was one of those people that made me stronger. Like I could hustle. Also, I told somebody one thing. I said, if he's hawking pure water for my kids to go to school, a good school, I will do it. Than maybe probably going to different hotels to sleep with men for money. No, I'm not trying to keep my dignity to get a name. Oh, come on! All the ones we did, they didn't care. They didn't look at it as a big deal.
But currently, you don't believe again that men are scum now?
What will be, will be.
What will be, will be.
Yes.
But not all men are scum.
Not all men are scums, yeah, but what will be, will be.
Yeah, what will be, will be. I think what will be if you do what you need to do for it to be. We'll come to that later. So let's quickly go to the lessons.
Okay.
You've shared so much insight.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, you're the owner of Dynamic
Foods,
pastries. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And then that shows that you have, to a certain extent, overcome certain things.
Yes.
So let's start with your growing up. Your growing up, you said the way you were raised, that a man will cheat. So were you coming from a home where maybe your father is, or maybe from a polygamous home by any means?
No. What I only knew was that my dad wasn't present in our lives, our growing. It was just my mom. So I had that mindset that maybe probably my dad is doing something, one thing, and then my mom does not care about it. She's just living her life, raising her kids. So I never saw cheating as a problem in my past relationship.
In your growing up?
Yes, he was always on phone, coming once in 2 years, once in a year, and all of that.
Okay, so that's okay. And then talking about your lessons, you said something that you're growing up, or will I say, while you were coming up as a teenager, you prioritized the wrong things.
Yes.
Okay. So lessons from only Diane. First, do not prioritize the wrong things.
Yes.
You went into a relationship at the time you should be building your life.
Exactly.
The time you should be going to school, getting information.
Yes.
Then it didn't end there. For every time we are taking the wrong direction, there will always be information to give us salvation. But it's our choice to choose,
yes.
if we actually want this.
Yes.
Because you said there was somebody in your hostel who was always telling you, do this as a Christian, stuff like, but you felt maybe she wasn't in, she's just being one Jew man. In the Nigerian balance, they say Jew man. You also had different encounters that should have pointed you to something and told you, man, I'm on the wrong path, and maybe I think I should quickly go back. But you were engrossed and overwhelmed by the whole love thing, It's a message now.
Yes, it is.
For somebody else, you understand? So somebody can be out there going through the same thing. Maybe the person is prioritizing the wrong thing. This is you now sharing your story and telling them that, man, at this point in your life, this is what you should do.
Exactly. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Informations are coming. Part of it being this one, she missed out from the information that was meant to bring her salvation. And so, just in case you're in this phase of your life, this is another information. The mistakes or the lessons that we are taking note of here is probably for your own salvation. So it's your choice to choose if you actually want that for yourself. So, still talking about your past marriage and relationship, something which caught my attention was you bottled up a whole lot of things, and when it was time for you to explode, you went beyond limit.
Yes.
So I think that is one thing that every person who is in any relationship or marriage should take into cognizance. That communication is key.
Yes.
And at every point, you must be able to use, I think it's 3 magic words.
Yes.
Sorry,
5 magic
is it 5?
words. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, please, thank you. Which one again? I forgot. I think it's 5, but I know it's 5.
Okay.
Sorry. My son needs to recite it. Sorry, please, thank you.
I beg your pardon.
Excuse me. Yes, it's complete. Okay. That's it. 5.
Okay, so if you check very well, you will notice that your parents were not in your life. Your dad, per se, was not really in your life. We, as people growing up, should be careful with patterns. Like, we don't know how it gets to happen, but we must be very, very careful with patterns. Because if something you've not maybe looked into very well is that what happened in your life is beginning to repeat
itself.
In your kids' life.
Yes.
And some of the things that you see happening to you now, or some of the things happening currently, is something that happened to you, but maybe you didn't really weigh it this way, or you didn't really check it this way. So, I think where you have to even play a role is to destroy it in your own children's life so that they don't repeat that same pattern.
Definitely. I would say pattern, sort of, but not, because my dad didn't leave my mom. The communication was there. Okay. And in my children's life, it's different, because my dad will call and spend more than 8-10 hours with me.
Do you know what pattern does? Pattern, when it starts taking its course, whenever it comes to the next generation, it degenerates.
Okay. Yes, that's true.
It's not the same.
Yes.
It's not going to be the exact thing.
Yes.
It's always going to be something worse. So, when God is saying, greater things shall you do, anything that your father suffered, or your mother suffered, that is a generational thing, or something that is a pattern. When it comes to the next generation, it's not going to be the exact thing. It's going to topple. You understand? So we need to be careful with pattern. We need to address patterns.
Yeah, that's true.
So then another thing, just before you round up, is that I feel you went into marriage early. You had no knowledge about what you were venturing into. You were just going into it with some figments of the imagination about Z World and some things you watch in Philippine movies and some things you watch in Nollywood and some things you hear your friends say.
Yeah, that's even that. One of the things that even motivated me was Tonto DK's actress onto the case, former relationship, church, and all of that. That was what really inspired me, because this bestie thing she used to write, and my world, my forever. I used
And
to
that
like
time
it.
we were just
Yeah, you know. But
so you were looking at social media.
I was actually looking at her life. I was looking at her life from the media then, and I was like, wow, she got married. Wow, you know, and I was
So you see that the media contributed to your problem.
as you know,
You
when you are seeing
consume some
something
things that
as
are just not
yes,
real.
motivated me. Yeah, motivated me. I was actually, you know, seeing that union, that beautiful union. Like, okay, I want my own to be this beautiful. That was why I was even following her up then. I was following her up then, back to back to back to back. But we have grown up, and then we have
I'll ask you two different questions now.
Okay.
Just before we round up. The first one is, let me ask this one first.
Okay.
I want to know, do you feel from your heart now, from your own side, that there were probably things you didn't do right as a lady in marriage? Maybe the things you did wrong, actually, not the things he did wrong, the things you feel you did wrong. Maybe at this point in your life, okay, you can now look at them and you're like, I didn't really get this right. I didn't really do this well, you know?
Okay. The part I know I didn't do well, but it wasn't like a bad intention. It was relating my issues with him, with my family, like my
Bringing
mom
in a third party.
especially, like my mom. But you know, my mom is this kind of person, when you relate it to her, she just keeps quiet, and then she says to you, yeah. She used Delta and say, that's what, you know, she used her darlings Delta and say, yeah, we hear him, you understand? That is what is in a man, in marriage. That's by his husband. That's what is in husband. So she'll tell you that's what is in husband. So, and then, but him was feeling that my mom was the problem. And he still, I think he said it to a couple of people, that my family was the problem. But now, how you address things to you, how I come to address things to you, is how you take me. When you respect a woman's family, and do you know there's a point in certain people's marriage that I know, the way their husbands, you know, approach their in-laws, they see the daughter self, that's their own daughter, as the bad person. I don't know if you understand, because there's a way you have carried yourself to them. So they get the message from you than their daughter. So I think if he had presented himself with the respect that I placed on him to my family, and not show a level of, you know, kind of attitude, they would have still given him that, you know, level of that
okay, so
entitlement.
basically,
Yes,
you have this mistake that you were always relating, you know, like your daddy's girl, like as you were then.
To my mom,
so you were
not
going
my
to
dad.
okay, your mom.
More, yes.
Okay.
But not everything. But there are some things a man will do to you, you have to relate home.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I think something again you did wrongly was that you didn't make peace at home and you ran away from home to go and meet a man. So it will always be difficult sometimes when you want to fall back to home.
Yes.
You know.
It affected me a bit, because anything a man would do, I'll say that's how men can behave. That's how men are, you know. So, but I think I was having this, I'm done with anything to do with any man, you know, and I don't want any man, anything man in my life, you know. That was how I was feeling, you know. And then it really gave me a whole lot of trauma. I tried committing suicide twice, yes, when I had my daughter, and during the space of the Omogo, and after I gave birth, you know. And then when I came back to Enugu, when I wasn't doing nothing, you know, and then I was being insulted, you know, when I passed, people will have this side talk, but hey, come on, this is me, I'm going to even say it in public, I'm proud a single mom. If you have third, come and meet me and insult me, I'll give it to you, and then
currently, do you still see men as come? Are you willing to go into A relationship, a marriage, anything now.
100% I'm scared. Like,
You're scared.
yes, I'm still scared because the shout, as in, I'm not 100% perfect, but I knew what I went through, and then it wasn't a good experience. Like, it was the bad, the good, all together. It wasn't really what I wanted at the end of the day. And then it's still making my heart shake. Sometimes I'll tell myself this year I'm ready, and I see myself this year passing by. And then I'm like, no, next year.
Have people come to you, oh, fine girl, and then they've approached you? Have they approached you and maybe immediately they heard, I have 2 kids?
Yes, I've had a lot. A lot. You have kids. I've had one who said, you're a very nice person, you're nice, but how will I present it to my friends? How will I present it to my family members? And I'm like, it's fine, because I've already developed that thick skin to withstand whatever comes out of this. So it's not unlike the man. He's free. He does not have kids with him. He does not have a woman who even when a woman is there, if he wants to still cheat, he will still cheat. Now, no talk of when all these are outside. He's a free man and he has moved on. He has really moved on.
Well, you've met people who actually liked you or loved you for who you really are.
No, not.
But you're willing to give it, a chance if someone probably reaches out to you now and it's like, okay.
First and foremost, I'm not giving any man a condition, but if any man is to be, I think any man wants to win my heart, I think for my kids, because these are the eyes that I see. Like, this is the eyes I used to see. They are my everything. They are my life. Like, they are the reason why I'm living, because I almost gave up when this thing happened. I faced a lot of shame, It's even till date, most of my secondary school friends are no more talking to me. Nobody is chatting me. Nobody is checking up on me. But I'm checking on myself, and I'm checking on my mental state that I'm fine. So I think, moving on, is this person ready to accept my case and have them as his or not? Because I don't want a situation of, I want you, I don't want your kids. Well, I'm having a plan with them. I put them in my plan. So to me, I feel, I'm better single than to be in any relationship that does not welcome my kids. And I don't think I should hide it from anybody that I have kids.
You shouldn't. Thank you so much for being with us, Ollie. In 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'd like you to think through what will be your advice to your younger self, a younger version of you. What will be your advice to your younger self?
First and foremost, know God for yourself. And 2, I would tell my younger self to chase future, not with anybody, but with herself. And then I will also tell my younger self, still God. Still God. So I'll tell my younger self these things. And then I'll still tell the young ones coming, please, when your parents say no, I'm not saying you should totally back out, but shift, pray. The period they are saying no, go deep in, spiritually with God to know His take on what you are embarking on. Another thing is, for young girls, get a skill. Chase it. Start small. Grow it. There's no shame in business. There's no shame in what you can offer. There are times people will come, hey, hello, beautiful girl, beauty face, come on. Hey, beautiful girl, what can you offer? What can you really offer? What do you do? If your certificate is not there, like I didn't have, what do you have
To fall back to.
So if really I did not, chase something, go to a catering school, and I was this, I would probably be on the streets. How many people do you want to beg for money? Everybody has their needs. Everybody have their responsibilities. So how many people do you want to ask for? Not just one kid, two. But I stood by my word, started small. I was hawking changing 15 naira. Capital profit 1.8. We still pack them back to the market. We keep doing, and we were making good products. So for the women, check that man's life. Does he love God enough to let go of even when you offend him as a woman? Offend, I mean, I know any woman should go and sleep with any man and come back and tell her husband sorry. No man will take that.
I'd like to ask you something. That's your ex-husband. Does he have anyone he listens to?
No. No. How did you know?
No, it's just
he doesn't.
Psychology.
Nobody.
Because if he had someone he listens to, it would have been easier for you.
He had his sister he's very close with, his paddy. But I don't know. But I feel she's not telling him enough truth.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe she's scared of breaking the relationship as brother and sister they have. But to every single mother out there, I have a word for you. Now, don't train the kids with anger. Please don't. Don't ever tell them bad things about their dad. Their dad now did this. It is not yet time to speak. Allow them to grow and tell them nothing but the truth. Don't paint him bad. When you paint him bad, they will grow to hate him. And when they grow to hate him, they will grow with anger. And the anger will boomerang on you as the mother.
Because the person they want to
spend their life with, they will definitely, get revenge, kind of a revenge. So please, I urge every single mother, show your children love, no matter how small it is. Be the mother, be the father, be everything to them. For all those that they are single mother, but yet their husbands, their ex-husbands shows love to them, whatever he brings them, appreciate it, train up the kids the way they should go. But if he doesn't, please, my sister, go and work hard, make money, make money, and take care of these wonderful, amazing children God has given to you. And trust me, they will come out good because you train them from, the heart. You didn't train them from pain. If I all these things, I'm like, hey, they will grow and not feel happy with it.
Yeah.
Put a word in their head, and that word is, you can do it. You can be anything. You can be anything you want to be. Train them to be that. Don't neglect them with the way they're father. And every single mom out there, please don't feel that you must be entitled to any man to, come marry you. No. If it happens, fine. To me, I used to tell myself, it's not everybody in this world that will get married. So just put that mindset. But I'm not saying you shouldn't pray for it. When it comes, appreciate God. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been nice.
Yes, it's amazing.
Having this discussion with you. I believe anybody who has ear and is willing to learn will actually learn so much from your experience and from the words of wisdom you dropped,
Yes.
So younger people, people who are in the same challenge currently, people who are struggling, only Diane has shared her story so that you can be able to navigate through life. If you are about to make the mistake, it's time for you to turn.
Yes.
It's time for you to, review, evaluate, and switch. Yeah. Then if you're in it already, this information is coming for your salvation, like I said before. Make use of it. If you're a single mother out there, she is also a single mother, and she has said, make sure you train your children with love. Do not transfer aggressions of what your spouse did to you or ex-spouse on the children, and do not speak ill of their father
to them,
or their mother. And she said something, hold God and know God for yourself.
Yes.
that is where I'm going to stop today. Thank you so much for coming around.
Thank you.
Diane Pastries. Please follow her on all social platforms. Thank
Thank you.